first start, where's that key? Where did I put the key? Oh, here it is, right between the cup holders. Usually when you first start it, it's gonna crank and not start because for some reason the immobilizer starts flashing. So what you do is turn the key off. Usually every time I do a head gasket or something and the battery gets disconnected, that immobilizer starts flashing. So you gotta touch the key fob with the button to get it cranking and starting. So yeah, it's no check engine light. That's good. It's got the airbag light. I took a look at it, and it's because of this light here is out. But yeah, I don't think they're gonna do anything about it. They just wanted to come in for the head gasket. No check engine light. It's going through its initialization. That's why there are the warning lights for traction control and TPMS. That's because it needs to learn all the sensors, like your steering angle sensor. Usually you just take it for a drive. You know, get up to speed, going full lock one way to the other, and then it'll calibrate itself. But if it doesn't, you can go into the scanner and go to ABS and do all sensors learn, and that will get it. So first start, everything's running good. Gonna bleed the cooling system over there. That's our senior guy standing. Let it run for a bit, get it to operating temperature, and then yeah, go for a test drive, and I can go on my next job. All right, so I might as well show you. I had somebody in the comments saying their car won't initialize and after driving it. So I told them you can do it two ways. You can drive it. If it doesn't do it, usually it's because there's a code for something, either like steering angle sensor code or wheel speed sensor code, and it won't allow it to initialize. So if that's the case, then you got to fix that issue first. But if you still drive it and it doesn't have any codes and it still won't initialize, you can actually go into your ABS system selection. I'm going to go into where's my ABS? ABS is usually where the brake pad maintenance mode is for this. I think I got just have key on. Special functions, I think. And then you go, yeah, there's the brake pad maintenance mode. And then, yeah, you just go to all sensors, learn. This function calibrates all sensors of the system, so your steering angle sensors. So make sure you don't have any DTCs or it won't do it. So if you have any DTCs for, steering angle sensor or something with the EPS or wheel speed sensors, then you won't be able to calibrate it. But yeah, but if you don't want to drive it, you just want to, because you disconnected the battery or something and you're just replacing a battery, then you can just do that. I think you put the steering wheel in the straight ahead position. See, wrong condition, steering sensor error. Retry the sensor code if the error occurs. Operation has failed. Try again. Turn ignition switch off. Turn it on. I think there might be codes. I didn't read it, what it says, but read vault codes. No trouble codes. Okay, go back. Exit. Go back to this. All sensors. Park and the vehicle flat surface. Set the steering wheel and straight ahead. No, yeah, there's no DTC. Start engine. Oh, I gotta start the engine. That's why. Do you want to continue? Press OK. So I guess I didn't start the engine. That's why I didn't do it. Please execute steering according to the following steps. Turn the steering wheel to the straight ahead position. Steering wheel slowly 90 degrees to the left. Yeah, 90, and then 180 degrees to the right. And then back to the left, back to the right. And then back to straight ahead position. Operation has been successful. Turn off ignition switch. Turn it back on. And that should be initialized, and there you go, all the lights are off now. So yeah, now you don't have to initialize it if you replaced your battery. So that's how that works. But if you drive it and it still won't initialize, you can use the scanner. That's only if you don't have any codes in any of the systems that's causing it to not initialize. So yeah, just heads up. Plus, you don't need a factory scanner. You can just get one of these ones, you know. Yeah, I'll put a link in the description if you want one of these scanners. Okay, so continuing on after I finished the Accord, I bled the cooling system. I took it for a road test. Everything felt good. So customer's ready to pick, or it's ready for the customer to pick up whenever she is ready. So it is 9 o'clock a.m. This is I think it's a Thursday. I keep like when you sometimes you lose track at work sometimes on what day you're actually working or what day it is. So here's one. You probably enjoyed this. We get this quite often. The glare. Move it over here. I think it's because of our light. So here's the complaint. Checking report on abnormal noise. Grinding noise at a morning start up. Customer had a friend who is a Honda mechanic listen to the noise and identified the noise as a VTC actuator. Could probably need the exhaust sprocket and idler pulley. Check and advise. So my question here is, if he's a Honda mechanic, why doesn't he do it for his friend, right? Rather than sending it to the dealership. Or if he actually works at a Honda dealership, why doesn't he take it to his Honda dealership rather than, bringing it to us? It's also here for a B service and a 3, which, if he's a Honda mechanic and he's his friend, why doesn't he service his car for him? Either they don't want to do it, or I don't know. These are the people out there, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I thought you like to get a glimpse of what we see from day to day come in. But yeah, anyways, I did start it up this morning. It sat overnight here. I guess that's what the advisor did, because the window was all frosted up and everything's melted. I did not hear the VTC actuator noise, but what I did hear is, let me show you. Oh yeah, I still got to clean up my bench here too. Okay, what I did here is, here's the tensioner. You see this arrow, right? And it's at the end of its travel. When you first start up in the morning, it rattles around. It makes it sound like a VTC actuator, but it's just hitting the end of its travel on the tensioner. I did have a YouTube shorts about it, and you can hear what it sounds like. I'll put a link in the description if you want to, hear it in that video. But yeah, that's what I heard this morning, not the VTC actuator rattle. But anyways, I'm just gonna recommend a new belt and then see if it still does it, and then if it, maybe it does have VTC actuator rattle. But I'm not gonna what do you call it, quote out a repair that's might be way more than what it would have been if it's just a drive belt, right? So we'll definitely need a new drive belt, because it's at the it's stretched to the end of its travel on the tensioner, because there are always indicators on there. So yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna do the B service and sub symbol 3 on this thing. All right, so we got approval for the drive belt, because that's a issue, right? But yeah, me and my coworker over here, he's our senior guy. We were just talking, and we're like, hey, this Honda mechanic that this customer had diagnosed this issue is giving us the rest of us Honda mechanics a bad name, because what kind of friend doesn't help their friend? You know what I mean? Like my coworker over here, he's 65 years old, and he's doing piston rings at home in his garage floor for his neighbors. Me, I try to do as much stuff for my friends at home. I try to work on everything at home. Not everybody has Hondas in my not all my friends have Hondas, and their family doesn't have Hondas. So I try to work on everything, right? But yeah, that's some friend that won't help their friend, and send them to a dealership so they can pay more money. I don't know. That's my that's my two cents, I guess. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put this new drive belt in, And then unless I can confirm that it is a VTC actuator noise, then we'll go ahead and do it, because I don't want this customer to be spending all this money and it's all because of a worn out drive belt. So yeah, anyways, let's get that belt in. I've already serviced did the other service, changed the transmission fluid, changed the oil, serviced the brakes, and all that other stuff. So yeah, next thing is just change this drive belt. For the CRV that doesn't have the power steering pump, this one has electric power steering. What I do is get my 14, right, and then I use the crank bolt just to hold the wrench. I slip it off the water pump, and then yeah, so that's how I do it. But yeah, I already took off the belt, just wanted to show you. This is what I mean. So right now with the belt off, see, belt's off the pulley, that arrow is right there. So let's see how much movement is it to get back to that place where the belt's supposed to be. So I moved that much, right? I can't see it. There we go. It's like at the end. So when you start your car, that belt is pulling that tensioner, and all it is it's hitting the stop of that tensioner, and you get that rattling noise. So that's what that is, right? So that's the end of the travel of the tensioner, and it doesn't move very much, right? Because that little movement, right, of that pulley is not much to be out. Okay, so put on the new belt, right? New drive belt, and let me show you where the mark is now after with the new belt. It's at the very front of those marks, right? Because before it was like back there at the end of the travel, right? So change the belt. Don't need to change the tensioner, because that tensioner is pretty strong, and it's not usually that tensioner, because people will recommend you to replace the tensioner because it's rattling. No, it's rattling because the belt's too long, or it's worn out and it made it too long, and it's hitting the end of its travel. So yeah, just a quick tip for you people with these CRVs. Okay, so CRV is done. If you're wondering what the oh, it doesn't make the noise anymore when I start it, because I can hear the tensioner noise, but it didn't do it. And plus, when I drained the oil, usually when you drain the oil, change the filter, you get that startup rattle, but it didn't do that either. So yeah, so major repair avoided, possibly to be continued if it does come back for a noise. And sure, we'll do the tensioner, but the one thing I know for sure is that tensioner has reached the end of its travel. Okay, so right now it is 11:30, and some people might wonder what the mileage is. It's 121,000 kilometers. So you just take that mileage and divide it by 1.6, and you get your odometer in miles. And how I do it when you guys are in the States that are saying, oh, my car has 60,000 miles, and then I just multiply it by 1.6, and I get around 100,000 kilometers. So that's how I do it. So yeah, or if you want 65,000 miles, that's usually your warranty period, which is our 100,000 kilometers. That makes it easier. Or 100,000 miles is 165,000 kilometers. Yeah. There's the complaint right there. Driver's seat panel doesn't seem to be heating up. All right, so my next job is it's 11:42. So my shop foreman wants to kind of balance our retail stuff with warranty work. So after this job, he wants me to somewhere around the afternoon, maybe 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. I'm going to be doing a transmission on a Civic, which is also another warranty job. I don't think it pays very well, but anyways, but yeah. So this one, there's a customer's complaint. He said the heater, I don't know, is the seat heater or something, but I'm sitting on the seat right now and it's pretty toasty. So that's one of the complaints. So I'll get my thermal imaging camera. We'll take a look. But it's also in for service. So as you can see on the dash, it's a A1679. You're wondering why, at 26,000 kilometers, which is maybe like 15,000 miles, I think. But yeah, just divide that by 1.6 and you'll get your mileage in miles. So A would be your, oil change. 1 would be tire rotations, but we don't charge for tire rotations if you're doing a A9. Your 6 would be rear differential, and you're wondering why the rear diff is, due at 26,000 kilometers. That's because you just want to get all the wear debris out during break-in, and then after that you do it every 50,000 kilometers. 7 is your brake fluid, and yeah, you do your brake fluid every 2 years. So this thing's a 2022, we're in 2024, so yeah, 2 years that thing pops up. And your 9 is your yearly, brake service, chassis inspection, things like that. So yeah, that explains all the maintenance light and why they come on all at once at this time. So anyways, I'm gonna get started. Once I finish this, I gotta do that transmission on that Civic. So yeah, just to show you what it's like to be working at a dealership. A lot of warranty work, try to get through warranty work, then I get to try to balance retail stuff. So okay, so I asked the advisor, because the RO says driver's seat panel doesn't heat up. So is it driver's seat or the seat back? So what the customer says is that the spot on the seat where her left butt cheek doesn't heat up. So that's the complaint. The left butt cheek doesn't heat up. I mean, there's the left side, 31 degrees Celsius. There's the right side, 30 degrees Celsius. I mean, maybe it's not the oh, you can't even see it. So maybe it's not the seat heater, right? She said the left butt cheek. Maybe it's just the butt cheek that's not feeling it, because they're all around the same temperature, 30 something, yeah, 31, 32. So that's the left butt cheek, that's the right butt cheek. They're both heating up the same, pretty much the same temperature, right? And then up further, calibrating. So further up here is 33, 32, and then same thing over here. So nothing wrong with the seat heater, because they're heating up, and you can prove that with this thermal imaging camera here. Here's the seat back, 33. So yeah, nothing wrong with the seat. Maybe it's the left butt cheek. So let's see how much wear debris is on this magnet at 26,000 kilometers, or I guess 15,000 miles for you guys. So you can see all that. Look at that. That's how much wear at your initial break-in period for the rear diff. There's like a lob right there. I'll wipe it all on this rag here. That's how much. Yeah, usually after that, next 50,000, you're pretty much good with all the debris that's on this magnet. So yeah, that's how much it looks like after the 26,000 kilometers, or your first drain and fill. So clean out all that stuff, and then yeah, your next change is every 50,000. So yeah, if anyone's wondering why it's so early. Okay, so I forgot to press the record button. God damn it. But yeah, when we service your brakes, what I do is I like to put anti-seize on the hub and on the nut, so it doesn't rust. It is a fairly new car, so you don't see much there, but it does help with helping you get your wheels off, because they don't corrode and then have your wheels stuck onto the hub. Also, what we do is I clean off your slide pins, I put new grease on it, make sure everything moves freely. Yeah, clean off all the spots where your pads sit on, and then I put the grease on the pads, the stuff that comes with the your brake pads when you buy them from the parts department. Let me show you the packets. This is the stuff that I'm talking about. Yeah, this is the stuff that I talk about, but we get it in a big squeeze tube, and I squeeze it in here, and I use the brush, right? So yeah, the Civics, the CRDs, can't remember what other car, but they the back one likes to seize into the bracket because of how the pad sits in it. So you got to free those, clean off all that rust, and then make sure everything comes out freely. I end up taking lunch, because if I don't take lunch now, I'm not going to take lunch. So other than that, my phone is needing to charge. It's dying. I've never done this much length of a video before, but yeah, this is the color of the brake fluid. So let me change it, and then you'll see what the difference in color is. And this is what it looks like after. I mean, there's a difference in color before and after. All right, so this car is done. It's already 2:30. I did take a lunch, because if I don't take a lunch, I'm not gonna get a lunch at all, because I'll just be working till the end of the day. But yeah, I took my lunch. 2:30 now. I'm gonna have to go and see if my shop foreman wants me to keep working on retail stuff and play catch up, or I can start on that warranty job on that transmission. This is a different one than the Honda Pilot. It's not the same one. But yeah, other than the for this car, I didn't find any issues with the seat heater. Yeah, I wrote in the story that there's using a thermal camera, I didn't see any difference in temperature from the left side to the right side of the seat, because you can see it on a thermal camera. It's basically the same temperature. But I didn't write down how maybe it's the customer's left butt cheek. I don't know. You got to be professional. I just commented as make sure customer doesn't have anything in that left pocket or something that's impeding the temperature of the heated seat or something on that side. You gotta be professional. You can't say something like that to a customer on your story. So yeah. Anyways, let's go to the next one. It's 2:30, so I got another hour and a half before I get off work. See what he wants me to do. Maybe retail stuff to do some catch up, or warranty work. So I'll see you in the next one. Okay, so we're gonna play catch up. I got another CRV. It's just regular maintenance, so it's just the B service, just to show you. 36,000 kilometers, low mileage. So just a B service on this. Me and the shop foreman talked about it. Like, even if I started that transmission today, I still won't be done by tomorrow. And if I do start it tomorrow, I'll probably be done by tomorrow anyways. That transmission for warranty only pays 5 hours. So worst case scenario, if it takes me 8 hours, I'll still be done at the end of the day. But yeah, I don't think those Civics, taking the transmission out of that Civic is too difficult. So yeah, I could just start it tomorrow morning and I'll probably be done by tomorrow anyways, and maybe some time at the end of the day to do a little bit of other stuff. So yeah, anyways, I'm gonna do the B service on this thing, and then that should take me till the end of the day, and then I'll bring in that Civic with the transmission, and I can put it on the hoist, get it trained, and start the job tomorrow. So yeah, it's 2:45. So yeah, this customer has been having some rodent issues, and they're trying to prevent rodents from chewing their stuff. So I guess these are like the those Tide bounce sheets that you put in your dryers, and they just wrapped it all in the wires. I guess it's working, because I don't see any rodents chewing stuff. But they also spray, like, I think that's anti-seize on the typical connectors that they usually chew, right? So they sprayed anti-seize on them. I don't know how people drive, but 36,000 kilometers and their tires are 430 seconds left, right? And the back, what is it at? Is that 3? There's the 4. There's the 3. Yeah, 330 seconds on the back, 4 in the front. So 36,000 kilometers. I wonder, yeah, I see sometimes people get like 80,000 kilometers on their set of tires, and then some people will just get like 30, 40,000 kilometers. So yeah. Here's a better look. Here's the wear bar. The wear bars are usually 230 seconds. There's a little bit over that wear bar, so 3 on this tire on the back here. So yeah, I just recommend 4 new tires. Brakes are still good. Maybe this person just drives a lot in the city. I will always constantly stop and go, and then there are people who drive like mixed highway and city. The tires last a little longer. So service is done. We did not have tires in stock. Yeah, because we never have tires in stock, and I feel like that's where we miss out on, because we don't usually, if a customer needs tires, then we have to order them, and it comes in like 1 or 2 business days. Then the customer can just go to like Costco or Cal Tire or something and get their tires done. Well, they probably have it in stock there. Just because we don't have any space here to keep tires in stock. So that's where I find that we miss out on. There was actually one time where I recommended tires, and the customer was literally going to go like Costco or Cal Tire or something to get their tires done because they're cheaper. And I was like, hey, why don't you just, I told the advisor, I was like, hey, why don't you just tell them to get a price quote from Costco or Cal Tire, give them 10% off on parts, right? That way I can get my 1 hour labor, you get a sale, and then we screw over parts, right? So it is a win-win, no win, I guess. But yeah, other than that, I got the approval for replacing the battery, and how much we get paid for doing a battery here is 0.1 labor, so not much. So it's just a battery replacement. I think other places charge more to replace a battery. There you go, new batteries in. It's the old one's already like a 7-year-old battery, so yeah, this thing's a 2017 CRV, so it is due pretty much. I find that the CRV batteries last quite a long time, but yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I'm pretty much done. I'm gonna bring in that Civic for that transmission. Okay, so 2022 Honda Civic. 31,000 kilometers. Okay. And
I'm gonna try and make the noise.
This one is
doesn't do it.
The noise. This is
while revving it in park,
for a really loud grinding, whining noise.
or neutral.
So I'll put a little clip.
It would have
right
to be
up
in
the corner
drive.
if I still have it.
See if I can do it. You have to. No, didn't do it there.
See, and it may, you can hear that guk as it moves with the car. It winds down. You want to try up there? Oh, there it is. There it is. See if I got it. You got it? But yeah, that's what it is. So I'm putting a transmission in this thing because that's what was what does it call it? That's what they said to do. So this job pays 5.5 hours, I think, maybe 5. I can't remember. I'll look at the actual book time for what is it to re a transmission on the 22 Civic compared to warranty time. So, anyways, I'll put this up on the hoist and then get it ready for tomorrow so I can pull the transmission out of this thing. It's the end of the day. Yeah, 4:20.